There's been, I'm sure you've heard, and let me start off this way, that the Institute of Economic Affairs has been championing calls or legal reforms to end the polarization and high tension characterizing the winner-takes-all politics, which it says is threatening Ghana's fledgling democracy. You've been hearing winner-takes-all, winner-takes-all. It's even hard for me to understand because you go for an election as MPP or NDC and then you win. When you win, you are supposed to run the country based on the manifesto that you brought out. Now they say don't do winner takes or share. How is that possible, and how can we even do it? We're breaking down the issues here, and my guest is Dr. Maurice Ampao. He's president of the Legal Advocacy Foundation. But when you hear Maurice Ampao, there are other things that come into mind as well. So I want us to start from there because recently he was in the news. With regards to the missing, kidnapping, drowning, we are not sure, of Castro and his female companion somewhere in Ada. And Dr. Ampao, the police told us that they had a certain meeting with you at the end of September for you to come and brief them as to what you know. Have you gone for that meeting?
Yeah, I want to cooperate with the population. I think.
Okay, so you've gone for that meeting?
Yes,
okay.
I've gone to population. I think I want the media to refer simplicity lawyer Maurice Ampao. I prefer that title right now because of certain controversies, so I prefer that title.
Lawyer Maurice Ampao.
Rather than
okay.
Dr. Maurice Ampao.
Okay.
Now, I think that this issue of Castro and Janet Bando disappearance has taken a very serious dimension, and I think that my genuine call for certain actions to be taken was not hit to, and I think that I called for the immediate interrogation of all those who went for the trip, and then I think that later on so many things has happened. I've been misquoted here and there. And I think that I've taken my pain to do all my own investigations, genuinely, to help in the discovering and finding whether we can have a way of resolving the issue. And my findings and my investigations are so crucial and critical that I provoke the system that by the end of the month I might come out and let the public know. But it prompted the police.
I think it was categorical. You said you would come out at the end of the month.
Yeah, definitely. I made that call. But you realize that before the end of the month, the police then came and had a press conference. And then quickly said that, look, this is what they have done so far. And then the media then brought the attention of the police that, look, Maurice Ampao wants to. He said he has information.
Yes.
And the police invited Maurice Ampao.
So what did you tell them?
No. Then the police invited one. I just want to let the public know that if the police invites you, will you respect the police, ignore them, and go out there and hold a press conference?
Oh, you have the right to do whatever you want to do.
No. You see, when you do that, it's like you are not respecting. You want to do what we call show off. You see, because who is Maurice Ampao that the police invites, that you have information, and you say at the end of the month you'll bring it. And then they say, oh, come and share that information. Because I know they are the institution mandated by the Constitution to do investigations and to make certain declarations. So if you have information, the right thing to do is to contact them. But I'm saying that at the time that I made that declaration, that listen, there was so many information I was getting, and it was strategic that I said by the end of the month. And I can tell you from the 15th or something, before 11th, 10th, I made that declaration. From that 11th to the ending, it will surprise you the information I have from the public. Because the public are afraid of the police. That's the perception. But the public are afraid of the police. They think that if you go to the police, either you'll be arrested or you'll be detained. So they were comfortable rather coming to me with more information addition to what I have.
Okay.
Now, I met the police. Very interesting enough. I went there around 30th exactly.
Okay.
So I chose between the conference and the police. And I think the police, I decided to go for the police quietly without the problem with the media. Around 10, 11, I called DSP Sifasata that I am around. He said, oh, in the meeting, I should contact the head of homicide section and then the hierarchy. I met them. And then quickly, I gave them all the information that they need. And I think they were so appreciative. It was very informative. And then there is this collaboration. They give me the CID number, and at the end of the day, what we need to do is to the information they were.
So what did you tell them?
It's very difficult for me to tell you what I tell the police.
Is Castro still alive?
No, I can't make that declaration. You see, when you meet the police and you give any information, like I'm being treated as an informant, and as an informant, you don't share information that you have with the public because it has a security implication.
But what does it mean? I mean, the information that you've given them, what does it mean going forward with the investigations?
Information may stem to what actually happened at Adan, who are those who were involved, and what happened, and whether Castro and Janet actually got drawn.
Is your story, is what you know different from what the police told the press during that press conference?
I added, because if what the police have is all that is there, why should I go and see the police for additional information? You know, the police was calling for help. When it comes to issues of investigations, you need help. You need people to inform you. Investigations, it takes long.
So why are you getting your information from that the police can't get?
No, you see, now I've told you that the police, when they went to the Adan, they were more concentrating on the Mariupol searching for Castro. And I called for interrogation of it. So what I'm saying that the police are doing, they said they are doing the two. And because I made that pronouncement, there was this burden on me, you know, to go out there and assist the system.
Okay. So now what would you do? Would you still be investigating because you are doing your own private
thing? As of now, I can tell you sure that people will be giving more information. And then I'll be liaising with the police. Because I realize that people are afraid. As of now, there are so many people, before I came out, there are so many people who have made the declaration that some of them even went to the side that they know where Castro is. You remember the Opambo, and then people like this thing, Akudana. And a lot of people have made declaration that they know where Castro is, they have information. But how many of them are bold enough
to so is Castro alive?
No, I can't make that declaration. Whether Castro is alive or not, it will be based on information that I give to the police, and they have the capacity mandated by law.
But would he be found?
The issue is that whether he will be found or not is based on information that we have, and what the police to have, and they are working on it. And trust me, when Castro is found, the police will make that declaration. They are eager. You see, we are all into this together. And I didn't like the way the media was playing me against personalizing the whole thing, like I have something against Asamaja. No, I don't have anything against Asamaja. If I didn't call for the arrest of Asamaja, I said invite all those who. And the media took it somehow. But I think life goes on. We need to do the right thing, and I believe that the police are doing the right thing, and all of us need to cooperate. And it's my prayer. I'm praying to the God that I serve that Castro will be found. That's my prayer.
Alive or dead?
Alive or dead, he will be found in Janet. Alive or dead, they will be found.
Let's move to the issue that is really on the table. I don't know where you stand in all this winner takes all situation.
Yeah, it's an interesting debate. But you see, from the word go, this is my position. If you win power, if you go in as a political party and you want the people's power, and you have the people's power, what do you use the power for? To serve the people. And if governance is about service, delivering on your promises, then you need people to help you. In service, you need people to support you.
Yeah, but you can get people from your own party.
Yeah, the problem that you have from your own party is that from your own party, you have people who think that they have supported you enough, especially when you have a situation whereby the president of the day is the one who Ghanaians voted for, and he has so much power. He has so much power, so much appointing power, the power to appoint and to fire without giving reasons. Then you realize that he becomes a king god. They realize that everybody want to rally about that man. They see no wrong, hear no wrong, and the president is a saint all of a sudden because everybody wants power. Everybody wants a bit of his power. He becomes the king god in Ghana, and everybody want to be appointed. People are so much interested in ministerial position, DC, board members, purposely for what? So the president now called the shots. So you see even the pressure that comes on the president. The pressure is not, even if the president wins power, the pressure is not from the opposition. The opposition don't matter too much to the president, but rather his own people. There is so much lobbying, and they destroy themselves within their own party. They run people down. There's so much gossip. There's so much pulling down attitude. The president now becomes a rallying point where everybody, there's so much power in him, so everybody comes there. The sycophants, those who don't even believe in him, those who are ready to get power at all costs. They even use occultism, occult, to charm the president. And people do all sorts of things. I'm telling you what happens in the political system. Well, some of them it works. Some of them go and chant the president. Look, let my name appear. Some of them say, look, when I see the president, let the president. So there's so much power struggle. Now the problem starts when the president needs to do appointment. And then the lobbying starts. So you realize that the president will have a problem even in appointing. And in appointing, he ends up hurting a lot of people. Because there's one position from every minister of trade and industry. You can remember when this President Mahama was trying to appoint everybody, he was leaving Haruna Iddrisu. You see some of the problems. So you realize that all these things comes to play, and there's so much pressure on the president. So it is better to have a system where the powers of the president is reduced from appointing most of these bodies, especially the independent bodies. And then if the president, I always say that, look, the best way to deal with your opponent is to get closer to your opponent. I believe that you don't distance yourself.
It's interesting the angle that you're coming from, because I was thinking we're trying to impress on the president to appoint people who are not necessarily his party people.
Yes.
But what you are saying is if we have a system that doesn't give so much power to the president to make some of these appointments. That's interesting.
Yes,
but how do you do that?
You can do that by amending the constitution. But you see, let's look at the other angle. You see, the president can go beyond his party and even look out for people in the opposition. And by the loudmouth, those who...
But you see, but sometimes, you know, we say these things nicely, but not all opposition members would accept such appointment, because sometimes they also think that it may be a trap.
Yeah, definitely. But what you need to do is that you don't look for the opposition. You look for other people who are not in active politics. What you do is to give the opposition a quota and let them occupy certain insensitive places. So you don't bring opposition people in cabinet. No, certain ministerial position you avoid them. But certain boards, certain committees, for example, SADA. What prevents the president in appointing the people of SADA, telling all the political parties to bring on board one presidency from end, and then I bring about 2 or 3. So you form SADA, strong SADA, that is not based on the fact that the people are coming from your party, but the representative of all the political parties, and then most of them are from the north. So you give them the responsibility. I tell you.
But are we not so polarized already that when people see when NDC is in government and you see NPP members, parts of a commission or a committee like that, with both NPP and NDC, have we not gotten to the point where everybody would assume, oh, so now they're leaving the NPP and they're joining the NDC?
No, it is the education. If we all agree and accept that, look, we need to change this with our take-on system, we decided to educate each other, make it a constitutional provision, and then also begin to talk to our perceived opponent. They are not enemies. They are there also to help Ghana. At the end of the day, it's about Ghana. So when you begin to talk that way, then people will understand that, look, when they bring somebody on board, it's the fact that it's about to serve the people of Ghana. So I'm saying that, look, when you bring people, there are so many areas that the president can appoint members of the opposition to that will not actually directly affect his governance. And those areas are areas. For example, if you make an opposition a member to occupy Shraj, yes, a pinpoint at the NDC, MPP, genuine, experienced lawyer of a good standing, and make that person commissioner. Don't you think that it will help? Then most of the...
Would it?
It will. It will, because he comes in to occupy the position and fight corruption. He will fight corruption, and you see, it helps. It will bring checks and balance. You have a commissioner who is a member of the opposition.
But how would you know? How would you know that that person is not working in the favor of the opposition? Because the more he or she exposes the corrupt acts in your government, the more you look bad to the people.
And that is good.
It means that you will lose the next election.
Now, do you see the
Which
problem?
is most important to politicians.
So that is why we will not develop. That is why we are looking more at, we are looking more at power. That is why it's not surprising that a government wins power and not less than 2 years into his administration is thinking of 2016. Because at the end of the day, what we want is power. So we suppress the truth, we fight the truth, we cover the truth, we don't expose wrong. There's so much evil just because we want power, and we will not develop. So I'm saying that if you have an opposition leader or a member be occupying Shraj, the good he do for the nation is that he cannot compromise. He will not compromise. And remember, Shraj is not all-knowing. He needs to investigate. So if he's investigating a wrong and he has not found evidence, how can he investigate those wrongs?
It's interesting you're using the Shraj example, but
Yes.
but the person who is occupying the position now is not a known NDC person, is she?
Look, I tend to believe that she might be, because you see, look at the Minister of Education. He surprised all of us. This woman we all knew was heading
A vice chancellor.
Vice Chancellor and IEA. She was
Part of the debates,
yes,
you know, the debate.
not knowing in her heart. You know,
But
so that's
wait,
the problem.
but hang on. By accepting an appointment, does it make you a party person?
No, I'm saying that with her, he should have declined the appointment, because once you participated in the debate, and then in the debate, not knowing you have a soft spot. That's the problem.
But the point is, we're talking about winner takes all, and now,
Let's-
even if she's not a party person and she's occupying this position, shouldn't we be excited about
No problem,
it?
no
We're
problem.
talking about winner takes
Yes.
all, and then we're also pointing fingers at
No, I'm saying
particular
that if you want
persons.
with that recall, let's come clean. When you want with that, let's come clean. Let those who want to declare for each political party declare so. You see, so if we need to take on, let's know those who genuinely have soft spots and believe in the political system. So if you have something and believe in the political system, as I sit here, I'm not a member of any of the political party.
But you've got a soft
I have,
spot
I
for one
have
of
a
them.
soft spot.
Okay, which of them?
Me-
You're
the
saying
two-
we should declare.
The two. I can declare it.
Okay, so
I can
please
declare
do.
it. I can declare it. You want me to declare
please
it?
do.
Yes, I
Yes.
can declare it. You know what, Kweruma? I'm a fan of Lawrence. I love Lawrence so much that when Lawrence was in power, and my vote always goes for Lawrence.
Okay, so
You know,
it means that you have a soft spot towards the NDC.
No, but the moment Lawrence left power,
You left power with him.
yes, somehow I didn't like the politics of the NDC, so I also moved towards Kufuor. So I'm a 40 voter. So at the end of the day, I don't have a political party. All the political
So
parties.
where do you stand with Mahama and Akufo-Addo?
Mama and Kufado? It will depend upon my principles and what I believe in. That will influence my voting.
Okay, let's go.
So
back
what
to
I'm trying to
this
say is that
context.
when people are card-bearing members, they have declared so active politics. Everybody just do politics. In politics, you cannot run away from politics. But active, somebody who has a card and is actively participating in the political decision, then let's identify those people and let's identify those who are not into active politics, but they are there floating voters or people who believe in principles, and when their party, they don't care about which party wins or power. Then we have them. Then we have those who don't want to engage in party politics at all, and they don't have any political animal in them. Then we can then begin to know that when we are appointing somebody from the political, we know his political lineage and political affiliation. We know that this person. That's we need to look. If we bring on board those we perceive to be our opponent, they will come and help it a lot. Let me tell you, do you know that when I always have this perception, and I don't know whether I can share it. This perception.
Oh, please do.
You know that there's this perception that Dr. Mensa Otabil doesn't love the NDC, and there's no way out the NDC that's rating and it goes, and its comments are not being unfavorable to NDC. What happens when one day the president surprises Mensa Otabil? Even he don't inform him that he's coming to church. Shroom, the president is there. After the church, the president goes to Otabil's office and have a tea with Otabil and say, "Oh, I am there. I like the way your strong comments and this is helpful." After the Jojo, I can tell you the perception out there that people perceive Otabil to be the opponent of the government, and the president doesn't like the Otabil. We'll go, and then I can tell you Otabil will now be confident enough to careful also to make certain statements outside there, but rather to confine and give certain information to the president. And so it's always better to get closer to your enemy. When your enemy, you see somebody perceiving you as an enemy, listen to. At times your enemy have something to tell you. And that's exactly what we do. The opposition, the main opposition, they are not evil. They are there to contribute. But if you starve them, you see, the problem that we do is that we starve them so much. Not only with power, but with money, we starve them, we don't share. If you have a situation whereby, you see, the winner take all is not about who is in government, but how they are chopping the money alone. That is where the problem is.
There's another hurdle, though, because the parties run based on their manifestos. If you're appointing me in your government, and I don't believe in the book that you've put forward, you know, what is guiding you, then how do I work with you?
You see, the problem is it's not about appointing the person in the sensitive position. The problem is that allowing your opponents to occupy certain committees and institutions that don't have direct policies that will affect your programs. So I'm talking about certain institutions, committees, members.
Okay.
You know,
so that's why you mentioned SRAJ, for instance.
SRAJ, for example, they are there to fight corruption. You don't have any political manifesto for SRAJ. SRAJ has a constitutional mandate to fight corruption, and then there are other institutions. The Chief Justice, for example, if you look at why should the president appoint the Chief Justice? Why should the president?
Who should appoint the Chief Justice?
The Judicial Council, the Chief Justice, doing the appointment. Judicial Council doing the appointment, and then informing the president of the appointment in consultation with Council of State and approval of Parliament. But you have a situation whereby the president unpicked and appoint the Chief Justice and has what it takes to fire her. So the Chief Justice assistant, I've come up with a statement that she's vulnerable. She's not of herself. She can be fired at any time if the president wants to do so, because all that you need to do.
Yeah, but she hasn't been fired.
She can. And if the president has not fired, it's because the president is having mercy on her. Because the president can. You know, currently there's a petition to remove her from office by DFE and Justice Spiga. And if the president is to trigger that petition, the Chief Justice will be suspended by now. Because the Constitution says that if you are investigating the Chief Justice, you should suspend her. So this is some of the things I'm talking about. When you allow people who are not too much into your camp to occupy those sensitive positions, the Chief Justice is not being appointed by the president, but a neutral body. Then it serves the people of Ghana. It doesn't serve the government of the day. It doesn't serve the opposition. It serves the people of Ghana. So we must have those people who we can believe that, look, these people are not in active politics. Let's get them closer to the government. And it's not about, in Ghana, it's not about MPP. We have so many of the other political parties that will also buy into the visions and systems of the
Let me ask our viewers to be a part of this discussion. So you can give us a call now with your views on 0302-211-69102, 0302-211-69102. You can give us a quick call now. And when you call, please turn down the volume on your television set and then make it brief. And then we can move on and take a lot more calls. So you can begin to give us a call now on 0302-211-69102 on this issue of winner takes all. Later on, we'll bring you our roving report as well. The minority leader in Parliament has recently come out and saying that the members of Parliament should be reduced to 200. As it is now, we have some 275, quite huge. That's what we're roving on today. So we'll bring you the views on the people on the streets as well. But let me speak to Della, who's joining us from Nkoko. Hello, Della. Good morning.
Good morning. And good morning to Dr. Maurice Ampao.
Okay, so for now, let's stick with Maurice Ampao.
Please call me lawyer Maurice Ampao.
Lawyer Maurice Ampao.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to know if how do we reach him, or maybe you need advice on issues or things bothering you or something like that.
Okay, is that all you want to ask?
Then I would like to know what is his take on the new electricity tariff, because it looks like we are paying more cash for darkness.
Okay. All right, Dela, you would have to call us when it's 9 exactly so we can give you his contacts. Let me speak to Abraham now. Abraham is joining us from Tama. Is that you?
Yes, I'm the one.
Abraham, I feel so ashamed. I'll send you your credits today.
Everybody has heard. Oh, if you don't send it, I'll call and announce that you didn't fulfill your promise.
I know. So when you're done with your contribution, my colleagues back there will take your number for me, your contacts for me, so I can send that credits.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks in advance.
Yeah, sure. Let's hear you.
Very good. This winner takes all thing, Marvi. I think that it's about time we change the current system that we are running. It is the reason why we are facing all these challenges in the country. We see people out there who have brilliant ideas, who can push the nation forward, but because they are not affiliated to one party or the other, their views are not even taken. And then people even fear to just come and make a comment, because if you make a comment, they would vilify you, they would land on you and say that you are this, you are anti this, you are anti that. But it's about time we change our mindset, else this party system, it is not going to help us. Because when the party comes to power, first, second year, the third and fourth year, they are not concentrated on the nation. All they do is to prepare monies and other things for campaigns, and we can move forward. So that's my take on that.
Okay, Abraham, thank you. But just hold on, so they can quickly take your number for me. You can also call us on 030221169102. Hamdotria from Tamale. Your name is unique. Good morning and thank you for calling.
Good morning.
Let's hear you, sir.
I'll say hi to the lawyer. I'm happy for his submission. But I'm trying to believe that if maybe they have taken the opposition into such positions, I think they will work against the government maybe in terms of our development plan.
Okay.
So maybe if...
But you remember Kwesi Indum working with the NPP, even though he's not a member of the NPP?
Yes. But this, for now, we are trying to believe that he's working for NPP.
I don't know what you are saying, and I don't want to get involved.
We are trying to believe that he's working for NPP because for now, his policy and all his directions are coming from NPP.
Ayo, that's what you say. Thank you.
If they take them and there will be some lapses somewhere.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you. That is all I have. Thank you.
Sure. And I appreciate your comment. Thank you very much for calling and sharing your thoughts with us. So, somebody saying that? Oh, you are still on that.
Yeah. The contributions are so good and so refreshing.
But it's hard to connect the two. Can somebody who doesn't belong, who doesn't believe in your ideologies work with you?
You see, it's surprising. Look, now we don't have ideologies, so let's forget about ideologies. Both MPP and NDC and the other political, what are they talking about? Social Democrats. We are all talking about the same thing. Now, the ideology doesn't matter these days. The reality is that provide us with the services that we need. So now you realize that if you look at NDC and MPP, they are saying the same thing. It's about the people, development of the people, how to solve our energy crisis, how to solve our utility crisis, food crisis, security crisis, the crisis all over. It's so let's put away ideology. Ideology don't matter these days.
Okay, let's hear what Israel, who is joining us from Ho, has got to say on this one. Israel, good morning.
Good morning, Mama V.
Yes, Israel. Let's hear you.
Please, I would like to do one favor for me. But first, Dr. Morris.
Yes, sir.
I'll be very grateful if you can approach the president yourself and discuss all these issues with him. I'm very sure he's aware, but the political will is not there. If people will not allow him to do all that you are discussing now, but I'm sure if you get closer to him and encourage him, he will be willing to take that bold decision. And Mama V, I'll be very grateful if I can get Manasseh's contact. I have a very good assignment for him. Okay, so what we will do is to take your number and then we'll get in touch with you. So speak to my director. But thank you for sharing your thought with us, Israel. You're welcome.
Israel is suggesting that you go to the presidency.
Oh yeah, at times I feel like seeing President Mahama because there are so many things he could avoid. At this time, you need the position. At this time, give them more. See, the devil fight job for the person. The position is idle for 8 years. And see, once they don't have anything doing, they will start attacking you. You see, but when you give them responsibility and give them more, look, we are talking about energy crisis. Then you form a committee, bring them on board. You see what I'm saying? So that when you also bring on board, they also get to confuse to
So
chop.
is the whole idea to just shut them?
Yeah, no, not shut them down, but this, get them busy. That's what is important. Get your opponent busy. When you get your opponent busy, you know that, let me tell you something, you know that if you have a wife or a girlfriend and the girlfriend is not working, it's all about you, darling, I miss you. But give him more responsibility. Let him cook the day, give him more responsibility, he'll be concentrating. So the government must find work for the opposition. Because right now they don't have anything doing. And for 8 years, they have starved for so long. So as you give them work, they also get something small to chop. Then we move on as a nation. See, but if you allow them to sit down,
to my last
they will
caller
come
now.
out at you, they will attack you the list. And all is because
Celeste will be my last call. Hello, good morning, Celeste. Thank you for holding. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to Doctor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Doctor, you are doing a wonderful work. We love you.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
But may I ask this question? Doc.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you were at the Banker Institute lecture. You appeared there. Am I correct?
Come again.
You attended some lectures organized by the Banker Institute.
Oh, yeah. That was after the election petition. We were doing a critic of the Supreme Court judgment.
Okay, so...
Yeah. You remember your earlier statement that you made, that you are going to be very, you are not going to be objective because you are going to stand where you belong. You remember?
No.
No, but what's your point? You want him to clarify something that he had said earlier?
My point is that though he's doing a wonderful job for Ghana, I believe his political lineage is towards the NPP.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So based on what he said in the past on a certain platform.
That is his opinion.
I like you. Keep checking him.
No, that's his opinion. I said his opinion, but I can tell you.
Okay. He's doing wonderfully well for Ghana.
Okay.
That is opinion, but he will shock you.
All right, Celeste, thank you. And I remember somebody wanted you to comment on the tariff increments.
Yeah, I think that tariff increment is a difficult situation for us because currently what we are going through, I don't think that any increment will help us. We are under serious pressure financially. So the government must be very, very careful the way he is allowing these agencies to increase here and there because you realize that if you get to a stage and people cannot afford, when they cannot afford to start doing things that we want them to do. So let's be tactful. I think this IMF thing too is creating problem for us. They are the ones pushing all these things on us, and we need to be very careful because the people, when they get to a stage when they cannot pay, what do they do? And you see, when you increase tariff, electricity, and you cannot recover most of this, there are some places in Ghana, you see, they go there. The people are not paying illegal connection. Because the reality is that the person is not working. And it is lights. So you see, it's better to make it more affordable for more people to pay than to make it beyond the reach of the ordinary Ghanaian. And then you engage in illegal connections. So
okay. On that note,
the balancing act.
On that note, lawyer Morris Ampao, I want to say thank you very much. I mean, it's always exciting hosting you here on the AM show.